Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a Truder. Welcome back to Civilization 6, because you may recall, recently I did a no production challenge run, which I actually managed to win in the end, which was marvellous, but the downside of having no production is there was no way to make any wonders in my empire. So, that got me to thinking, what if I did pretty much the opposite? What would happen if you played Civ 6, but you weren't allowed to build anything other than wonders? No districts, no improvement, no buildings in the city centre, nothing. Just wonders and a whole bunch of naked tiles. So, okay, how about we find out together? And there were a few options for who should be the right lead to do this, like say Teddy, because he could generate science and culture out of naked tiles, important in a world where I'm not going to have a single campus or theatre district. But in the end, I realised all of that I just ended up falling too far behind. There was only one option, and it is of course China. I have got to use the First Emperor ability to use builders to rush wonders and make sure that I get enough wonders to set up a competent empire before the end of the classical era. And if I don't, we're basically screwed, so good luck me, pretty much. The only advantage I'm going to give myself is, yes, picking the game modes, because some of them I simply can't make use out of. So I can't build industry, I can't build corporations, so there's no point having that on, it would just work against me. So the only ones we are going to have on is secret societies, I've got a plan for that, apocalypse mode, ditto, and barbarian clans, because honestly it just makes barbarians a lot more interesting. And I'm also going to play on Prince difficulty, which I wouldn't normally do because this is, if you don't know, the default difficulty for Civ. Anything lower, you start gaining bonuses over the AI. Anything higher, the AI starts cheating and has bonuses over you. Which I'd say is reasonable on this occasion because, seriously, having access to nothing but wonders puts me at such a cocking disadvantage. We'll get into the many reasons as they come up. But let's dive in, or rather, let's settle down for several hours of restarting. But thanks to the magic of editing, you just get to skip to the sexy bits. Okay, about an hour later, this is maybe world number 10. This is promising. Okay, so what we've got here is one river, crucial, because bear in mind, don't have access to any form of housing. So the housing off the river's pretty much all I've got. Nearby volcano, that's going to make naked tiles a lot more attractive. And we've got a big old pile of floodplains. Oh my. So, floodplains can actually be really, really damn sexy. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Just have a little look-see down over here, and ooh, there's more. Now, this is an interesting where to start sort of a thing, because alright, if you start on something in Civ 6, you get to just have it. So, if I actually, go and settle on this marble, even though I have no way of ever improving the marble, just like, having a city on top of it means I get it for free. That means I get a culture for free immediately, which is going to really speed up the code of laws, which is going to be rather interesting. So, get my capital down. I've got some nice, 2 food, 2 production right next to me. Jungle's never a bad thing to have right next to you when you're starting. And in terms of research, okay, there's 2 wonders we have to beeline immediately, because, weirdly, 2 of the most powerful, ludicrous wonders in the game are right there. Alright, immediately. In fact, the very first wonder in the game is kind of bananas. Oh, flip me. My first village just gave me a builder. A free builder is okay, so this run is blessed. I'm going to win. It's not a problem. Let's get Rainer up as fast as possible, because, yes, indeed, new tiles faster, and there's one more really nice thing about her that's coming up soon. Okay, here we go. Turn 12 at Code of Laws, so I should be getting that ahead of other civs, unless they've stumbled across a way to boost their own culture too. Meaning, with the exception of civs that get, magic faith out of somewhere, or just got lucky and found, say, a religious city-state really early on, I should be getting a really early shot at that there pantheon. And there we go. There's pottery. So everybody should be getting that about the same time. Well, okay, not everyone, because you can take a couple of different texts first, but a whole bunch of civilizations will simultaneously have just got pottery. And they're all gonna want the Great Bath too. AI really likes building this thing. So, no. I think you'll find today, we're gonna be getting that. And cocking why? Because this is China's whole thing. So, over you go, buddy. And, oh my goodness, there's 4 turns knocked straight off. Oh, and better, we found Hattusa, and if I recall correctly, oh, you guys are perfect. Because, yeah, all of a sudden, these guys are providing me with strategic resources that I've revealed but not improved. Well, every single strategic resource in the world isn't good to be, I've just got a source of iron. Alright, I was going to have to get to maybe in about 10 minutes or so saying, well, I have no way of harvesting iron or horses or dilly-dilly-dee, so there's another problem. Hattusa, you magnificent bastards. And there we go, turn, what is it, 23, 24? There's the Great Bath, that'll do the flippin' job. So, what does that do? Well, it doesn't look so amazing at first glance. Basically, yes, if there's any flooding, it's not going to damage my city in any way. But on the other hand, you don't gain the food and production bonuses, but on the other hand, you do gain a bit of faith anyway. Plus, you also gain housing, and seriously, I desperately need housing. So, we're in apocalypse mode, so that means floods are going to be more common anyway. So, that's nice, potentially a bit of faith coming in, but oh, just you wait. Alright. This old girl's gonna be rather important as time goes by. And straight away, we're gonna move into Etemenanki. Alright, so this one's a little bit more obscure. So basically, it's gonna convert naked tiles into science production. That's why it's important for me, because I can never build a single campus, so I'm gonna need marshland to replace campuses. Which is ridiculous, but that's what we're going to have to do. And in the city it's built, +1 science, +1 production on all floodplains. And seriously, I've got a lot of cocking floodplains. Now, we're going to be wanting to boost that to in time. So, the next builder I'm probably going to buy. But seriously, that builder in the village, that was a huge win for me. I mean, I've also got a builder only 5 turns out. Yeah, that's worth it. That's got to be worth it. Let's get him out first. Alright, then he can just start working on this. He will literally pay for himself in terms of time. Okay, turn 34, and we are 8 turns out from Etemenanki, purely because, yeah, I've already managed to get out that worker, and then he gave his life to build this bastard. So, we're most of the way there. That's looking sexy. I really doubt I'm going to lose that. Then, all the floodplains are going to be starting to look really damn nice. Okay, turn 38, and thanks to that bonus culture, I should have a pretty early shot at the Pantheon, though of course, yeah, someone who rushed to Holy Site might have got there first. And any chance we have got ourselves? No, we're definitely not first. Some of the good stuff's already gone. In fact, hilariously, someone snuck off the volcanic soil one, so there's literally only one that gives me any benefit whatsoever. And that's Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. So, production to marsh, oasis, desert floodplains. Syncs up really nicely with Etemenanki. Kind of depends on me finding a good place to put down a city where there's plenty of marshes. And to date, I've not found anything spectacular, which is worrying, but we're gonna have to go for it. Oh, and there she is. Etemenanki is complete. And that means that maze is now producing not just food and gold, but also a tiny bit of production and a tiny bit of science. Not bad at all. And over here, this rice, even though we're not working it, that's not a bad tile anymore, no. Okay, one to the next. Hanging gardens for, yes, yet more housing and bonus growth everywhere. Or Stonehenge. Now, here's the interesting thing. With Stonehenge, because you can use Stonehenge to actually found a religion, I can actually get a religion down. But, because you can't use it to actually get missionaries out on the field, I can never spread my religion in any way other than organically. But, it's still going to be more useful to me than the Hanging Gardens. 1, giant piles of era score just for setting up your own religion. And 2, my own religion tailored to my own empire. Not going to be a terrible idea at all. Though, I'd rather not waste, yeah, a really nice tile right here in terms of floodplain. So I'm going to spend 90 to put that way up here, because yeah, there's some stone right there. I might lose this, because yeah, somebody else could be rushing this right now, so it's probably pretty important we actually, yeah, save up for a builder. Can get that out in, what's that going to be? 5 or 6 turns should be fine. Although, wait, no, it's not. Oh, John, life's about to get sexy. So, remember Rainer, forestry management. So, bonus 2 gold for every unimproved feature, which you might think from the name was just forest. But no, it's not. It's literally everything that's not just, plains or hills. So much stuff is producing gold. I've like doubled my gold income overnight. So that's the good, here's the bad. So, say hello to the Temple of Artemis. Not great for me, because you know what, it's about camps, pastures, plantations. I don't have any of them, but might be worth it for just the food. And the housing, after all, housing's a problem. No, plenty of wonders in this game actually need other things to be built. Like, say, a particular district with a particular building in it. So, I can't build a large number of wonders in the game just because I can't build the things that need to be built to build them. So, this just gets better and better. Oh, we got 10 turns till the end of the Ancient Era. And it's really quite important to me that we, yes, hit a Golden Age. And I just get another, quite a few more points. But with one more wonder and a religion down, we should be almost there. There we go, straight up to 21, Stonehenge done, and soon as we've got a religion down, and it looks like I'm actually first up, so marvellous. Right, so we're worshipping Tabby, of course. Welcome to the great religion of Tabbyism, and plenty of this stuff is going to be kind of garbage to me. Because loads of it is about, shrines, temples, specialty districts, diddly-diddly-dee, but oh, there's the one. Every world wonder, plus 4 faith. Oh, now that's gonna be a lot of cocking faith. And then, as once again, buildings are useless to me, it's either science for every 4 followers, or culture for every 4 followers, or bit of science, culture, gold, and faith for every city with a wonder, or 3 gold for every city. The thing is, there's going to be very few cities following this religion. Maybe some of mine, naturally, over time. Honestly, I'm just going to take sacred places. It's a bit of an upfront thing, but I desperately need anything I can take upfront. So there we go. Okay, slight issue. I'm still a point shy of the era score I need. Never mind, we're fine. I just did my first classical era attack, so golden classical age, here we come. Also, bloody hell, I only just noticed there's marsh. There's literally, I did not realise there was marsh right here. It was kind of hidden under the rice. So, okay, hang on. I need to buy that. That's pretty important. Oh, flip me, that's a really good-ass tile. And here we go. Welcome to a golden classical era. Oh my. And here we go. Monumentality, movement for builders, civilian units, purchase with faith, everybody's cheaper to purchase. Yes, 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 and more yes. In fact, here we go. I can just afford a settler right now. Admittedly, I'm not 100% sure where he should go. I mean, I've not actually got, pyramids down yet. And pyramids are interesting because, there's a reasonable chance other civilizations won't be building the pyramids just because they might not have any desert and have no interest in settling near to deserts. But you can't guarantee that. What we've got over here would appear to be, bit of volcano. This guy's erupting occasionally. Then we've got ourselves a tiny bit of marsh there. Not a bad starting point. Nice, easy city right nearby. Screw it, let's get it down. Oh, and good news in the city. There was a 1,000-year flood, but I had some baths nearby, so it didn't actually matter. And that's really nice for me. And oh my, that means the faith is gonna start just flooding in. So, here we go, city number 2. This seems like a really nice spot for me. So just get rid of that. Slight bit of volcano nearby. Don't worry, lads, it's cool. And straight away, this marsh just becomes, you know what? Pretty damn nice. Oh, and there we go. I wasn't sure whether I'd get this. I really didn't throw much in the way of, builders at it. But we've got the Hanging Gardens. That's housing for the capital, which is really good, because the capital is starting to become a real cocking powerhouse of really nice tiles. So, the more people we can have there to make sure we're working all them tiles, the better. Now, I do have enough faith for settler number 2, but until I've explored this area, with a scout who's just doing the rounds these days, don't really want to be doing that. Instead, instead. I'd rather get out a lovely, culty explosive apocalypse lad. This guy's out of my apocalypse mode, so he can cause a disaster. Okay, so if a person were to spam those units, that could be a bit of a problem, because they could just use it to gain volcano yields over and over and over. So if you use this laddie, you don't gain the bonus yield from the disaster. However, the Great Bath's just sitting there going, well, I don't care whether there's bonus yields to food or production or not, I'm still going to give you the faith bonus, so oh my, life's about to start getting sexy. Although, interestingly, it looks like, yeah, the floods are separated. Because these floodplains aren't a single floodplain, it looks like the flood down here, there was the natural one, only affected these tiles. These ones up here, they weren't touched. Okay, let's test this out here. So, an occultist, if he stands right here, he is presumably, yeah, he can't stand here. If he stands here, however, he's probably gonna start a flood, right? Hang on. Cause a disaster. There we go. So, he's just started a massive millennium-defining flood, but it's fine, because we had a bath here. And all of a sudden, I have got myself, yes, some random rice next to the sea that's generating 3 food, 1 production, 2 gold, 1 science, and 2 faith. And oh, my life is good. Oh, bloody hell, I finally met somebody. Okay, do we know where? Or, like, when we ran into them? I have no clue, and oh dear. The barbarians are getting a bit advanced, as it turns out. They've got cocking skirmishers, dear oh dear. Okay, maybe just pull back for a second till you've healed up a bit. And that means we're just gonna do this again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Because all of a sudden, we are starting to gain some serious yields. Alright, this is starting to look nice. And I'm going to settle up here a bit north of the capital. Purely because, yeah, I want to get down the lovely, lovely desert wonders if I can. And also pick up the yields of the volcano. So far it's not erupted, but apocalypse mode. It's a matter of cocking time. Oh, perfect timing. A catastrophic eruption just next door. There's not... Okay, the eruption failed to load, but the game says it's there, so I'm sure it is. Oh yeah, there we go. Though to be honest, it's also sort of, yeah, completely destroyed all the, rainforest that was already there. So, actually, it's pretty much as good as it was before. In some cases, possibly worse. But as for down over here, oh my. Oh flippin' my, we're starting to get somewhere in this bit of the world. Oh, and we've got ourselves a London. Okay, Victoria can be a bit of a dick depending on... yeah, continent. So, okay, we're on the same continent. Wait, is that good or bad? I can't remember how she works. Yes, she likes civilizations on her home continent and wants to expand to all continents, doesn't like civilizations on continents where she's got no cities. Okay, so for now, me and her are gonna get on just fine. Meanwhile, back in the capital, don't even really need this, but screw it. I'll have myself an oracle. Oh, hello sexy, I've got myself some pyramids. So, you may notice, a whole bunch of cities aren't actually producing wonders anymore. Because there aren't any more wonders to build, or rather, not ones I can build, and very soon, we'll be getting into medieval wonders, meaning I can't boost them and life's gonna get a whole lot more tricky. So, one, start to actually build up a pretty big army by my standards. Normally I just, don't bother with this whole army thing in Civ 6, but we are at least somewhat well protected, though we kind of have to be, because they don't actually have, walls, because that's a building, so what can you do? But, I've also just gained 2 governor promotions. I've been saving these up, so Reina was my first priority, but now I've got a decent amount of faith, it's time for my cocking master plan. What I want to do is join the Void Singers. Normally, I love Owls of Minerva, but I just have, 1 trade route and not really much way to get more. So, yes, Void Singers, that's what we want right over there. And for the moment, I can't go forward to Chorus, because it's, still classical era, not medieval. But the moment we hit medieval, oh yeah. At that point, all of a sudden, cities start taking 20% of their faith and saying, you know what, that can also be gold, science, and culture, which is good, because culture I am really far behind on. And science, after a strong start, well, ish. Yeah, I don't know what the hell Russia's getting on with, they might be being dogpiled by barbarians or something, but Victoria has overtaken me on science. So we need to make sure that doesn't stand. It's literally got to the stage where I'm putting down cities exclusively so I can snipe marshland. Because every 2 science is pretty bloody critical right now. Like right now, I'm settling down next to the cocking Eye of the Sahara. I'm that cocking desperate. Though a nice easy Petra should help things along pretty nicely. So yeah, just get my builders working on that, no trouble. Okay, Victoria's got a bit fighty. Didn't even cocking bother to denounce me first, so alright, if that's what you really want, that's what you really want. Oh yeah, those are basic horsemen. Alright, so I'm not desperately worried yet. Okay, we're almost at the end of the classical era right now, and not too many more cities, though I dubbed this one up here for literally no reason other than there was space, so why the cock not, eh? We're pretty much out of wonders, or at least we're out of, yeah, classical and ancient era wonders, so now it's a lot slower. But on the plus side, I've got a lake here, so at least I can put down something. And irritatingly, up north, I found a pretty damn good concentration of marshes, but new city-state just popped up right on top of it due to, yeah, cocky barbarians. Okay, lads, I'm very sorry, but you need to go down. Okay, into the medieval era, and I've managed 2 cocking golden ages in a row. Marvellous. Because now, oh yeah, that plus 66, we can start feeding, what is that, like 14, 15 into science, culture, and gold. This is gonna be big. Oh yeah, that'll do right there. Up to 47 cocking science, 27 culture. That actually puts me now first in the world. And as for poor old England over here, they're really running out of steam fast. And Victoria's come running in, begging for peace, and she's willing to pay for it, so go on then. But next time I'm not going to be so nice. Okay, and with the siege tower finally in cocking place, this stupid speed bump can get the flip out of my way. Meanwhile, back in the capital, yeah, we're now up to 9 faith. That's going to be 11 soon. But there was also an Appease the Gods contest, so I very carefully made sure to toss just enough of my own men into a volcano that I get the silver tier reward. So, as a result of that, random promotion for soothsayers, which I think is going to be more useful than the actual gold prize, which was just a soothsayer. So, I have no idea what those promotions are. Hopefully, they're really nice. Oh, now you see, that'll do. This lad is now a messenger, +1 charge, so that's just, you know, even more cocking faith. And as for the ruins of Wolin, just get Shenyang down over here, but no. That looks like trash to me. How about we help ourselves to, oh yeah, now this'll cocking do. So, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, John's flipping done it, it looks like an easy victory. Not really. You see, the thing about this build is, you get a really, really damn good start, but at this point, I don't really get any bonuses. And I'm also running out of wonders I can actually build. And the ones I am building are taking a lot cocking longer to put together. And that means after Golden Age, and more cocking Golden Age, I'm rapidly heading towards a Dark Age at this point. And I'm also slowly starting to not to be so good on the old science front. The AI are going to start building universities, research labs. Their science is going to start running away. Okay, here's what we need to do. Murder everybody. For the time being, I've got the largest military on Earth, and science-wise, I'm keeping up, but I'm going to fall behind soon. So, we need to start murdering everybody as soon as possible. So, having taken a moment out to research, you know, swimming, boats, all that good stuff, yeah, I'm very sorry, Coupe, but, it appears you don't have an army. And that's not gonna end well for you. Okay, good start against Coupe up here. Definitely gonna smash him. Slight issue, Dark Age. And most of these don't actually help me though. Aha! I've barely been exploring. 3 era every time I find a new continent or natural wonder. That's actually gonna work pretty nicely, especially as I've been really unlucky, by the way. Like, this entire area where I started, not one natural wonder, not a single cocking one. Still, on the plus side, we've just moved straight in, and on top of that, I'm picking up extra wonders. Marvellous, which... Okay, hang on. Okay, never mind, this was the, right, I can't murder that, so we're just gonna have to keep it. So alright, brand new wonder for me, I guess. I don't believe there's any way to actually demolish buildings that have already been built, or districts that have already been districted. Though actually, I can tear down these farms, so okay, I'll bring a builder over, we'll do that. Oh my goodness, wonders! That thing I'm supposed to be building as part of this entire challenge, I've actually cocking built one. The war against Coupe has been slowed down a bit, however, by the fact I don't have a navy, and he unfortunately has several city-states that do. But we're slowly picking them apart with crossbows. This war has just been held up for cocking years by a never-ending stream of pirates that someone has failed to deal with, and now apparently they've just decided to be Coupe's personal cocking bodyguards. It's been a cocking grind, but we've got rid of the stupid bastard barbarian pirates, and we've pushed our way over towards, yes, where Coupe is. Though admittedly he's also settling towards me. Which is one a hell of an idea, but okay. Oh, Victoria's back for a second round. Oh, she's not gonna have a good time. Oh, but on the plus side, we have actually managed to get up another wonder. So yes, we've now got ourselves a giant pile of much more cultured rainforest, which is a real help because my culture was looking flimsy. Now it's the best in the world, which is good. Meanwhile, as for Coupe, I don't know where he cocking is. I know there's one city there, but he's got another one. But I just don't know where it cocking is. This is my cocking Vietnam. I can't bloody find the bastards. The man's got 44 military strength left, and he's going to survive this war because I can't find him. Okay, Renaissance era is over, and good news and bad news. The good news is we got up to a golden age, mainly through exploring, tearing down everything, and as a result, well, that's a heroic age and I flippin' love it. Especially as, oh, the stupid English are in a dark age. Admittedly, pretty much all of these dedications are kind of useless, so... which is the, like, most useless, so we can ignore that one. Okay, well, I've only got one trade route, so, yeah, maybe ignore reform the coinage, and the rest of it is still pretty much trash, to be honest, but whatever. The UI is pretty much broken at this point, by the way, but yeah, that's, 36 faith that's been generated of each of these completely empty tiles. So, yes, Apocalypse Mode and the Great Bath, just a little bit broken. Fun update on the war, by the way. So remember how Coupe's capital was here, then he expanded here, then here, and I was just trying to find his last city. Well, guess where it is? Because if we just go over here, past Russia, there it is, hiding in the cocking Arctic Circle. There's Coupe's last cocking city. And as for my military, I'm gonna be honest, numbers are deceiving, because, yeah, it's been quite a bloody grind just getting into cocking Bradford of all places, for the simple reason, I can't get ahead in tech. I'm keeping up, but I can't get ahead, and when you don't have a tech advantage, wars are slow, grindy affairs. But yeah, I'm just laying down the fire on Bradford, I've got a siege tower with me, so we're making progress, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling like a lot of people have increasingly got gunpowder, and I don't chat, because my only source of niter is Hattusa just, you know, giving me a bit of a drip feed. So even when I've got the tech, I can't tech up as fast as everyone around me. Okay, a few turns, and indeed an entirely new day, as you may notice from the clock in the top right there later, I've come up with a new plan. Alright, I've concluded I can't win a domination victory. I just don't think it's gonna be possible. Instead, I'm currently winning culture. Here we go, I'm maybe 10% of the way to a culture victory already. Now that doesn't sound like much, but bear in mind, as later texts come in, tourism becomes stronger and stronger. So I've basically rejigged the entire empire to just focus on that. So we're about to get flight in a second. All of a sudden, culture just becomes tourism as well. I'm getting conservation up because, yes indeed, national parks, that sort of building, that's, you know, just a designated area of no building. Then I can convert appeal straight into tourism. So, oh my, yes, this is gonna start working. Now the problem I've got is, yes, I've basically got no great works. I've purchased a handful of books from nearby people who are willing to give them away surprisingly cheaply, actually. And yes, I've got this old god obelisk that I inherited from Coupe, which I can't knock down. But as I shouldn't have that, I'm not going to use it. But yeah, the problem is I've got like no great people, literally none, since the Great Prophet, and I'm not really getting points, because points come from districts, and yes, that's a bit of an issue. So. I've switched over to building the Hermitage, so we're going to get that down as fast as possible, completing the beautiful Ring of Wonders. It's going to be magnificent. And I'm also slapping down religious wonders that might give me access to religious slots. Now, religious tourism's not going to be spectacular because just about everyone's already been through the Enlightenment, but it's going to give me something. It's the best bet I've got. Oh, now look at this sexy jazz over here. Now that's gonna be a nice national park. Right. I've been saving up some faith specially. So. One beautiful naturalist. So yes, this national park is going to be 2/3, but not the entirety of the Eye of the Sahara, because for some reason, Francis are determined that national parks can only be a vertical diamond and no other shape will ever be acceptable. Then again, don't forget I can now start planting woods. Not to work, of course, as I normally would, but because even new growth woods, presumably, provide a bit of extra appeal. So I can jazz up the surrounding areas, like, say, this area over here, pretty nicely. Just plant some more woods around this area, should be another nice national park. There we go. Slap down more woods and oh my. Okay, that's the strategy now. I'm basically going to forest my entire cooking empire and then make the entire thing one giant web of national parks. Here we go. National Park number 1 and oh bloody hell, it's gonna be a nice one. Plus the world's first apparently. Okay, National Park number 2 is ready to go. And it's starting to shine through as well. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere. Okay, the great forestification is going pretty well, but, I'm just cooking sitting on Kilwa, and I'm not using it properly. So, okay, if you're suzerain of a particular type of city-state, the city with Kilwa gains 15% bonus. Nice. 2 or more of the same type, i.e. science, culture, etc., that's 15% to the entire cooking empire. And now I've got flight, I can turn culture straight into tourism, so that means, oh my, it's time to go find some city-states as need a bit of backing. And thanks to the Barbarian game mode, new guys are just popping up all over the place during the game who are just nowhere near anyone, so no one's bothering to invest in them, so I don't know where Vilnius is, probably only just popped into existence, but now, for only 3 cooking diplomats, I get myself suzerainty. And here's another one that only needs another 2, and on top of that, bonus culture for every great person I've ever earned, which is 1, but 2%'s better than nothing. So slap that down, and my culture just jumped from 114 to 133. And if I just take over another science city-state, because I've already got Hattusa, then that there should be, no, 4 actually. That should be enough to just cause a ridiculous science jump. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, it's the modern era, the national parks have pushed me into yet another conky golden age, and yes indeed, the Ring of Wonders is now complete. My capital is entirely surrounded by wonders, with a couple of extra wonders just sort of hanging on the outskirts, and yes indeed, I've built a handful of national parks, like say 3 in a row right here. So Yang has 3 national parks. Got 1 over here in this brand new city next to Cardiff, and I'm just clearing some land. There's going to be another one right over there. Then we've got 2 in Shenyang. I built, yes, another 2 over here in Kupei's capital. That's a little bit on the offensive side, but whatever. Though yes, the point is we've now got 300 odd tourism, which is not a terrible number. And a huge amount of that is now coming from, well, computers are about to come in. There's another 25% tourism. Not bad. We're dominant over Russia and the Maori. So we're starting to get somewhere, damn it, okay? And speaking of which, I need to fill up the Hermitage. I don't actually have any paintings, though I could sort that out a little bit. Like, no, John, you can't. Because while you could spend faith on purchasing great people, you need that to purchase, national parks. They're doing good damn work. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to buy paintings off everybody else. Because I'm just swimming in resources I'm not using for anything. And money I don't need for anything. So I'll just buy paintings from everybody else to create a perfectly themed museum. And I don't want religious art, because yes, religious tourism would be awful. So here we go, Charles V, who doesn't really exist in this universe, but whatever. I mean, there's got to be plenty of portraits in the world, so mate, how much aluminium do you want? 13 aluminium, cocking done. Okay, I may have overestimated the number of portraits in the world, because I found 2. One by Titian, one by Rembrandt, and I can't actually find any more anyway. But presumably, as we get into the modern era, there's going to be more. Though yeah, the naturalists are now costing me 1,700 each, so that has slowed things down a little bit, yes. I mean, alternatively, I could become a theocracy, purely for no reason other than to buy naturalists to throw up more parks faster. I mean, that seems like a good idea to me. Okay, now that's much more reasonable. Oh, here we go. This is gonna be a really nice one. In fact, basically my timeline at this point is just, yeah, it's just national parks. There's a lot of cocking national parks. But yeah, my strategy at this point basically boils down to us calling up the rest of the world on the telephone we just invented and saying, hey, our empire is really empty. Like, so empty. Would you like to come see it? And everyone's come around and said, wow, your empire really is empty. I guess you win the Earth. Congratulations. Here's a big moment as well. Once you hit steel, you just get yourself 3 urban defences, meaning even though I've never built a single wall, I've now got walls anyway. Marvellous. Also, I forgot to leave space in my capital for the Eiffel Tower. That's a bit annoying, because that's rather important for the old national parks. Okay, we'll build it down the road. A Jiaodong, it's gonna be fine. We've also got a really nice little, combo going on in Yiyang. One wonder gives me a couple of relic slots, and I bought some relics off Poland just to, you know, fill it up. And on top of that, even more relics would potentially be available now in some Basils. And Basils itself doubles up religious tourism. Still not going to be spectacular, but every little helps. Alright, who wants to swap me some religious artifacts for aluminium? It would appear there are only 2 relics in the entire world, and I already own both of them. So that's just marvellous. I've also brought Pingala over to the capital, so we're making less gold, and it has sort of knackered local appeal that was being artificially boosted by Reina. So as a result of that, yeah, we're not going to be building any parks around here. But, oh my, Pingala, I've been setting you up ready. So here we go, great works of art, music, and writing all gain double tourism. And given we have got, yes, writing, art, and music right here, that should be a nice little boost. Okay, we've just completed Cold War, and that means, oh, we've got a new use for this lovely, lovely faith. Rock bands! So yes, there we go, that can generate some cocking tourism. Especially as tourism's down a bit, as, yes, I kind of created this beautiful town of nothing but national parks. And the downside of foresting the entire empire is, when it catches fire, it all catches fire, actually. The fire is kind of spreading everywhere. But yeah, right now we're dominant over Russia, England, the Maori, and somebody else I can't remember. I think possibly Portugal. I don't even know where they are, but we're dominant over them. So, okay. A good target as far as I'm concerned would be, yes, France and potentially Carthage. Let's send some rock bands in that direction, see what we can do. Here we go, the rock bands are getting into position. So, alright, let's do our first harbour concert, because I'm making sure everyone's going in the right direction. Right here on a harbour. So, Portugal, you get the first ever rock concert in the world. Congrats. And more importantly, yes, I'm sending some space rock over towards Greece. Now, you guys have, you've definitely got a university or equivalent thereof. So, alright. You guys put on a damn good performance, because this is precisely where you want to be. Oh, now that's cocking better. Promotions, tourism, albums, leveling up, well done. And there's plenty more universities nearby for you bastards. Good. And the forests have all grown back to them with Raina's help. Oh my, that's not a good stuff. So how about a 5th national park in a single city? Yeah, that seems like a fun sort of a thing to me. 1 more era score. Ho, I'm looking at a 3rd golden age in a row. Okay, one of you rock bands, you should be able to do something, right? Ooh, this'll do. I can buy a great engineer who will actually help with building wonders. That's really cocking useful. There's that golden atomic era. Flippin' love it. Oh, and now this could be enough to push me straight over the line. Wish you were here. So, at that point, yes, cities with governors, 50% tourism, and 100% tourism from all national parks. Oh, that's it. I feel like that's going to be the win. Though let's just celebrate it by using this guy to whack up this. I have no idea what it's going to do. There seems to be something about production, money. I don't cock it. Okay, he did it. Great, well done. And that's going to boost my religious tourism. So, okay, tourism is now 1,164. I don't know how much of that was him and the newly de-enlightened religious artifacts that I bought off Dido. But, like, apparently it's working well, so good. Also, someone at some point assassinated Pingala, so there's actually no benefit right now going on in the capital. So, okay, give it 5 turns. That's now going to be ho ho ho. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, Greece has got so annoyed about how cool my rock bands are, they've banned music. Dear oh flippin' dear. Okay, our boy Pingala's back, and that means due to a jump in tourism at the capital, we've gone up from 1164 tourism to 1224. So, yeah, you know what? That'll do. And I'm definitely not saying we need to nuke anybody. Alright, perfect world, we don't have to. Everyone will just accept my culture's the best and I win at everything. However, if there's any risk that, you know, someone else might have some other kind of victory, it doesn't hurt to have a giant nuclear stockpile just in case. But just to be sure, there's the Eiffel Tower, which has just made the Empire a whole lot more appealing than it just was, which is going to have an immediate knock-on effect to the existing parks, I assume, and open up some new areas where previously parks were just not viable, but now they might be. Which immediately brings me at 2 more ridiculously nice era-yielding parks, which is just enough to knock tourism over 2,000. So come on, guys, give it up. I think we got this. Alright, I think it's now just a matter of time. And as I add a 6th consecutive national park, and at this point, I believe, yes, every single one of them is perfect appeal, so they're generating as much tourism as it's possible to generate, doubled by the Golden Age. As soon as I push the end turn button...
The worth of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last, and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.
So, to confirm, we were last place in buildings constructed. I assume that just refers to, yeah, number of cities, like the city centre counts as a building. Because, yep, that must be it, though. Bloody hell, who was that Coupe? Okay, Coupe was only just ahead of me in buildings constructed, and I wasn't building buildings, so that's just sad for him. Also, I believe you can see right here, this is the moment I discovered national parks, yes. And would you believe I did pretty well in the Wonder Game? Yes, yes I did. Though someone did snipe Panama out from under me right at the end. I was really annoyed about that. So at the end of the game, oh bless England, they were actually getting ready for another war. Just ignore the troops though, they're mainly just for show. Alright, really it's all about the wonder, so hang on. Tourism lens right here. Okay, Cristo Redentor's not doing so hot, but, oh look at that. Look at that religious tourism coming in right here. Mainly it is Cthulhu artifacts, yes. In fact, hilariously, that might be generating more visiting tourists than anything I've actually got in... No! I mean, it's beating out the capital, but to be honest, no one cares about the beautiful ring of modern and ancient wonders. The single biggest draw to tourists is one of the 6 consecutive national parks next to Cardiff, generating a plus 120 tourism. That is ridiculous. If you're curious, by the way, each of these ended up with 43 faith each. So, yeah, that's about, what? 130 faith combined, which by the end of the game wasn't the majority, just because every single wonder was also generating a pile of faith, which was not so bad at all. But here we go, a little bit of flooding by the way, but as you can see here, one entire empire, not a single district aside from this one. Okay, I can't knock it down. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it, but it was already burnt down, so I've not repaired any of the damaged buildings inside. But for the bits I built, nothing. Not a single cooking district, not a single cooking building, not a single cooking anything. Just giant amounts of empty land that we've just put a fence around and said, hey, this is empty land, leave it alone. And then we said to everybody else, hey, come and check out our empty land. And they came and they declared me king of the world. That's how you win Civ 6, damn it. And then we built the greatest wonders the world has ever seen, and everyone was like, nah, we're just going to go look at that forest over there. The forest over there is much better. Possibly, they were a bit, put off by the nuclear devices we were building at the same time. But we never needed to use them, so that's the important thing. And hilariously, yes, of all the CO2 emissions in the entire history of the world, about 50% of them were mine from just flooding a river over and over again, forever, for no reason other than to make it holier, which is just marvellous. Though, obviously, as a reminder, this was on Prince difficulty, the kind of, default even fair difficulty. Could this be done on a harder difficulty? I mean, it's possible. I don't know whether you could do this, on the very hardest difficulties, because, okay, China, even on the hardest difficulties, could rush to a couple of really important wonders. Like, I'm pretty sure China, even on deity, could get down Great Bath and Etemenanki. And that's a really good starting point. Then you could just pass on a few wonders you don't really need. Like, I did not need Oracle or Hanging Gardens. I could bypass that. Then you just need to survive at the Middle Ages until you can start getting the tourism rolling. I mean, it's possible. I'm not going to attempt it because I'm not good enough, but Potato McWhiskey, I'm cocky calling you out, mate. Go check out people who are better at Civ than me if you want to see some of this done on a high difficulty. But, honestly, I was not expecting this to be a victory at all. I was thinking comical failure. So, honestly, I've learnt a lot, especially about some wonders I've never really considered before. Not just Etemenanki, but I will say, Apadana really impressed me. Like, I got so many diplomats out of that, and that really helped me keep up with city-states, and that just synced up with Kilwa so nicely. I just made a killing off the Kilwa bonuses. That was huge, actually, yes. But yeah, I think you could maybe streamline this a bit. Like, this bundle of religious tourism, that's nice to have, but you could probably skip it. Kilwa's pretty essential because the bonuses aren't dumb. Eiffel Tower, for making so many national parks viable, that's pretty bloody essential. Then we've got, yeah, pyramids would be nice to have, not essential. Most of this you could actually skip pretty easily, to be honest. Actually, yeah, you really don't need many wonders to make this strategy still viable, because at the end of the day, my tourism wasn't coming from the wonders, it was coming from national parks on a high appeal tiles, which makes me think, I mean, could you actually do this build, but without the wonders at all? Like, could you win Civ 6 by doing absolutely cooking nothing? Right, conversation for another day, ladies and gentlemen. That there is Civilization 6, one with only wonders, which honestly I'm pretty impressed by just by itself. And it has, of course, already got me thinking to some other bits and pieces I could try and do in Civ. So, hopefully you're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Civilization 6. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I've created a small problem in my road system, which is, it's literally impossible for anyone to ever go back into town. And this building shall be where we produce our zebras. And this much taller building next door is naturally where we produce the giraffes. Does anyone remember how the road system went? I think it was something like this.